What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris Rush. I want to make this video to talk to you about not being a useful idiot. Now, this video is to those who are open-minded and mainly, kind of motivation I'm going to be making a series hopefully every day is I am concerned about young people who are not aware of what's going on in politics, don't know kind of the history of the parties and things like that. And I don't declare myself to know, to be a historian, but to be into it a little bit more lately, the last three years. I can kind of share what I know, and also when I think about my family, I don't want my family, friends, young people, and black people to be continue to be useful idiots because we don't know what the heck's going on in politics. So we just believe whatever's told to us. And so I just want to clear some things up. So let's get right into it. For one, if you're wondering why I'm kind of focusing more on this topic, there is a season for everything, and now I believe we're in a crucial time where we are in a season of picking a leader of this nation that does have that will affect our lives in some way or another in the future. And so I think that this political season of the national level is very important. And just of course, the gospel and the truth of the gospel and that prophetic word and all of that stuff is important. So you may be wondering if you've been following me for a while why I'm focusing on politics lately. But let's get right into it. All right. I don't want you to be a useful idiot. Meaning, this is let me just break it down like this: the parties are set up like this. Okay, the Democratic Party has when I grew up liberal. I grew up in a house, and when you grow up, you know, um, which you're black or most, you're just taught Republicans are racist, and that's all you need to know, right? The problem with that is that that's just not true, and it's not just true because I just want it not to be true, but it's just historically it's just not true. It's not true historically. Republicans were the Democrat Party were the founders of the KKK. They were the ones that were fought against Martin Luther King. They were the ones when they passed the Civil Rights Act. When they finally got enough votes on the Democrat side of the they said we're gonna have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 100 years, and they use racism as a way to just simplify and demonize their enemy and to kind of project or whitewash their own history of deep racism. And and what they say is that the other side is racist and we're not. And I want to tell you this: when you hear that type of lingo going on, be aware that somebody could be manipulating you, because they understand that that is a key word that kind of gets people emotions, and right off you don't even hear from the other side or from somebody else if that person calls them racist. They're like, oh, that person's racist. I had somebody get in my car the other week, and I was driving Uber, and she saw my Ted Cruz thing. She goes, "Oh, isn't Ted Cruz racist?" I was like, "How is he racist? What has he said as racist?" She couldn't answer it. But because he's a Republican, he's just racist. And but she had no proof. She had nothing to back that up. Um, the other thing that I don't want you guys to be useful idiots on is that the Democratic Party uses the poor, they use children, they use people in bad situations for power. They're not trying to help people. I'm trying to tell you, they're not. They want to grow government to they they want to grow the power of government so they can have more power over people. And they co-opt it by saying, but it's for the children. It's for the poor. But logically they're not thinking about the repercussions of their policies or their actions or any of that. And so I only got a couple, about 30 more seconds. But so I'll go deeper into that. But don't be a useful idiot. When you hear that it's for the poor or it's for this person, it's for that person, just don't fall for that right away. Go dig a little deeper why people, because guess what? They try to say the Democrats are for the poor. They're not for the poor, beloved. They're for using the poor for their benefit. Their policies are so bad. Their arguments, their platform is so bad. that they have to just use identity politics and say the other person doesn't care about the poor. So, all right, my time's up. I had a lot more notes going on here, but I just want to say, do not be a useful idiot. All right, when you hear somebody saying somebody's racist, when you hear somebody saying that someone doesn't like the poor or something like that, don't fall for that, because that is, I mean, that's just the way that's the name of the game for them. And I'm gonna, I got a lot of criticism when it comes to Republicans too, but I'm gonna holistically, let's be real, we could attempt to change the Republican Party in the wrongs, but the Democratic Party from start to finish is corrupt and evil. Uh, their stance with uh, abortion, murdering children, their stance with pushing gay marriage, their stance with how they treat. I mean, it's just all bad. So we'll talk about that later. Do not be a useful idiot.